It looks like it might be working. What's up, stream internet people? I am gonna double check and make sure everything's still working. We're still in like, oh sweet, it's popping up. Awesome. Okay, so here's what's up. I have been given the opportunity to pitch a takeover of a VIP space for like a really big kind of premium, if you will, event. Big fundraiser that happens in Indianapolis every single year. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to like say that I'm doing this is going to happen. But we just gonna like give you some background. So last year we did this Quantum Cavern pop-up at this like one of these events, and I said, hey, we're totally happy to do it, but I want you to guarantee us, because we came in really last minute and filled in some space and made things cool. I want you to guarantee that we can at least pitch you all next year for this event. And I was like, can we get it on paper? Can we get it in writing? And it was kind of like, no, like this isn't going to be something that goes through legal. This is kind of a word of mouth, honor, a respect kind of thing. And they've, held their end of the bargain, which is awesome. This doesn't always happen in the art world. It's always better to get things in writing. It's always better to get contracts. But the reality is, like, most of the time, you are not looked at as an important enough part of these events and these, opportunities, because they don't know who you are. They've never seen your track record. Maybe to you, they're totally new, even if you have a career of, 100 years. How do you translate that and make sure that those things work? So since we are, we're 2 years in almost. This is like basically year 3 of the Quantum Cavern for us. And we are trying very hard to see if we can like keep growing and keep building and making things happen. So I am going to take this pitch from conceptualization to reality. And basically what that kind of means. Oh, actually, I'm just going to go live on Instagram Live. So conceptualization. I have been going back and forth through intermediary with the people who are involved in this specific event, trying to get an understanding on what they're looking for, what the theme is, what the story is. Hold on, let me get this set up on the Quantum Cavern Instagram live stream too, just so I feel like we have a few more friends over there that might be interested in seeing this type of stuff. Working on a pitch for Quantum Cavern. Perfect. Okay, great. So, I've been going back and forth with like a intermediary, if you will, a friend of mine who is a little bit more involved and knows what's going on with a specific organization and what the themes are and what the stories are. And so I've been getting this info from them kind of, not really behind the scenes, but like they're giving it to us to try and make sure that our pitch makes sense to them, that we're not wasting their time. And so now we're here and I have a very basic idea of what this pitch is going to look like and what it's supposed to be. Let me know if that background music is like too annoying. I like to put on music in the background when I'm working on stuff. Okay, cool. So let me share with you all the very, very, very small details of this pitch. I can't say what it's for, by the way, just because I don't want to jinx it, and I don't know what the rules are. I don't want mom to get mad at me. But so this pitch would be a VIP takeover. And also, if you all are joining on Instagram, I have this on YouTube, and you can see my screen share, youtube.com/@mffred, like my friend Fred or motherfucking Fred or Fred. So that's fun. If you want to see the screen share, I'll be like building an actual pitch deck going from the notes that I have to a real pitch. So right now, this is the idea. They want it to be a decades theme. So kind of a retrospective looking back at these different eras of this specific like event and the related events to it. And so what I said, it's a three-story VIP area. So there are three different floors that I'm pitching for us to take over as the Quantum Cavern, and kind of like forming it into something cool. So what I said was a portal through the decades. And I want it to be a 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s themes for each floor, so that basically when people are trying to, and one of the problems or one of the features of this specific location is that there's a lot of elevator. There's like an elevator that kind of takes you up, so it feels a lot like a portal. You know, you're going into a thing and you're being transported up. And so some of the things that I really want to do with this. I'm just kind of writing my notes down. If you all are watching this and you want to see it on YouTube, youtube.com/@mffred, see my screen share. So we're going to try and pitch like a large full takeover and then a smaller takeover. So we're going to pitch 3 floors, and we're going to say we can definitely do 1 floor at the very least. Like, we'd really like to take over 1 floor and turn it into something cool. So the idea right now is that it's a portal through the decades. We're going to start with 1970s. And for the 70s, I'm looking at like a lava lamp, liquid light show kind of stage design idea. So I want to use a lot of these like really cool liquid light shows. Lights, let me find liquid light lab. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So liquid light lab, it's they have a bunch of different gear and these really cool like liquid light, setups and things. We have a couple of friends that actually have these liquid light setups. So I'm trying to, and this is like always my my goal is like I love to take the money that we get from one of these big events and distribute it as broadly as possible in the community so that we all kind of get something. Not often do you get paid well for doing art. So when you do, I have the belief that it should be shared with a community that is helping you behind the scenes and helping you on the days off and the days when they're not getting paid. So that's the goal of this. How can we get money to our friends? So I'm gonna basically pitch that the 1970s floor is going to be a lava lamp themed idea. Very soul lounge. I'm thinking of like, how can we get different soul singers? How can we actually get people in real time live doing these liquid light shows? I would really like to have, when you come into this space, typically the way this kind of designs, you come in, you get off the elevators, and to your left or to your right is kind of 2 different areas. One of the areas is a bar. The other areas is like a bathroom kind of area. Most people are not going to be hanging out near the bathroom. But you're going to have a lot of people who are going to have to stand in line and wait to take a pee because they don't want to take the elevator back down to the other bathrooms. They're already grabbed their drink. They're hanging out. They're with their friends. So my thought is that on the 70s floor, on the bathroom side, we have a liquid light show artist. This will be a guest experience. So this is something that people can sit there and like watch and see, that they can, take in and be interested in. But I also want, there's a couple of people that we worked with up at, what was it called? The Spot Tavern up in West Lafayette. We did a pop-up there. And there were a couple of these artists that came and did this liquid light show, and it was so mesmerizing for people. They're sitting outside, having a smoke, chilling, looking at this like melty liquid thing, and then they let people come over and play with it. So my goal is that we have that same kind of experience, but for this VIP audience that spent a lot of money to come to this event. Because I think a lot of times this can be because it's kind of a clash in a way. Like, we're taking a lot of poor artists, a lot of working class people, and we're putting them in a room with a bunch of VIP people. And I want them to feel like they get a chance to see why we're so inspired, why we're so compelled by these things. It's not just like, oh, do you do drugs and you like lights? No, this is a fun way to create. This is performance. This is creative. So my plan is that on the bathroom side, and right now, if you all are on Instagram, you can watch me on YouTube. It's at mffred. I got a live stream going with my screen share too. So on the bathroom side, which is just like a waiting area, when I was there last year, I played music for it as well, and they put the stage right between the bathrooms, and it was like poorly lit, and it looked bad, and it was awkward, and I don't want that to happen. So my thought is we use that side as our, liquid light show. Let's kind of bathe people in light, let people experiment. And when you're waiting in line for the bathroom, rather than just waiting and being bored, you could come over and maybe, fiddle with something or watch somebody do something. Okay. So that's one idea. And then our friends have these really cool like projector versions of those same lights. So they have the liquid light show in this like spinning disc. And as the light heats up and it spins, it changes the blending of all the different colors. So for the stage, in my vision, and one of the problems with pitching a lot of times is that you don't always have all of the information that you need when you're doing one of these pitches. I don't have any photos of the interior of this location. I don't have floor layouts. I don't have any of that stuff. I have a memory of what it looked like when I was there last year, and it was busy. And so I'm trying to remember where was the stage and where was everything set up. In my mind, when you go toward the bar side, on the bar side, there's a bar here, and then there's like a elevated platform. And I'm thinking that on that elevated platform would be really cool to have a musician and to bathe the bar and the areas around the bar in this, projected liquid light show, wiggly stuff. So for the stage, artists perform behind the bar. The area surrounding the bar will be covered in projected liquid light. This will create basically kind of a bubble in my mind. So I really like to create little spaces that people are able to gather. Obviously, because this is like a busier event, we want to make sure that we're not pushing everybody into one area and getting them all kind of locked in. So my thought is when you're at the bar and you're, hanging out, you're having a drink, there's also some areas off to the wings. Those areas can be for people who don't want to be in the mix. We'll keep those low impacted when it comes to like the design and aesthetic of it. In the edges and corners, I'm just kind of writing these notes right now. Edges, corners, I want to have quantum foam. So quantum foam is the shiny, it's this stuff. It's the shiny material. That's what we call it. We want to have quantum foam as a way to hide the corners, as a way to hide the fact that you're in a room, and sell the story of a portal, of being in a portal, and portal artifacts. Cool. Right now, if you all are just joining, I'm on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/@mffred is live streaming. So if you want to see it. Also, if you go on there and it doesn't sound good, let me know, because I would love to know if it sounds like crap. I've got some like ambient music in the background right now, so I'm hoping that it sounds good. I made it. I made this ambient music earlier. I was just goofing off. We can actually, let me turn it up a little bit. We'll fiddle with it, because ADHD or whatever. Ooh. So you can kind of roll off the highs on these things, which is nice. Nice and low ambient, Anyway, I literally just did a scale going up, so it's nothing crazy. All right, sweet. That looks nice. Sounds nice, I hope. Okay, cool. So right now, just to summarize, we are currently working on a pitch, a portal through the decades. So we're looking at the 1970s. We have this lava lamp, like liquid light show theme. I put Soul Lounge vibe. Keith Beatty is a good friend of mine. I put him as like kind of an inspiration for it. I just love watching him perform. He's great. Look up Keith Beatty. Not a lot of songs on Spotify, but a great live performer. And his songs on Spotify are great too, or Apple Music or whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, so in my mind, I think the 70s stage is pretty well done conceptually. So we'll have In this space, we have like a bathroom side and we have a bar side. On the bathroom side, we'll have a light installation artist there to welcome guests and to give them an opportunity to, immediately see what the experience is going to be here in this portal, if you will. And then going into the bar side, up above the bar, you'll see the artist performing. And the bar will be bathed in this projected liquid light, creating this nice little glow and ambiance around it, drawing people in to grab a drink and hang out with their friends. On the edges, we'll allow like more natural light, maybe some colored light, a little bit of the quantum foam and the LEDs and everything flashing through it, kind of like what we have on this little guy. It's pretty cool. If you're on YouTube, you can see the whole thing's flashing, which is fun. So basically we'll use the corners as selling the story of it being a portal, and we'll use the main sections as a way of telling the story of it being a 70s liquid. I'm calling it the Lava Lamp Lounge. Right now I just came up with that name and we're calling it Lava Lamp Lounge. Great. Next up, so it's a 3-story building for those of you who are just joining. 3 stories, floor, and I don't know if we go bottom floor 70s, middle is 80s, and top is 90s, or vice versa. I'll let people decide. My thought, I really like the idea of the 70s being at the very top and you working your way down. I think that's really interesting. Obviously, people will be able to choose whatever floor they want, but I might advise them to do otherwise. Okay, cool. So for the 80s, we're looking at that being like the Quantum Cavern portal room. So 80s is like Quantum Cavern portal power room. So this is going to be your typical Quantum Cavern stage setup. We're going to have the Obscura, as we call it, the big, light installation made by our lovely friends Michael Abel, who's helped us make these really cool control boxes that are behind me that are actually controlling all these little shiny LEDs that are flashing in the background. And W.G. Rickle, who is a Louisville-based artist. He helped make kind of the infrastructure and a lot of the conceptualizing of design, which is cool. So we're using that, and my plan is that will be like a obviously it's going to be a bar, but I want this to be a dance party before the dance party. At this particular event, they do a dance party at the very end of the event. So not everybody wants to just wait till the end of the night to dance. So my plan is that we make this like an 80s dark wave, very like, I don't know, electronic-y, sci-fi, that, what is it called? Stranger Things inspired. So we'll put Stranger Things inspired, 80s dark wave pop portal. Okay, so now that I'm thinking about the similar design, we've got a bathroom side and we have the bar side. I don't know what I want to put on the bathroom side. Maybe it's just a bunch of quantum foam and a bunch of lights. Maybe on the bathroom side is a photo booth. And we can do, get a cool sign cut out that says like, quantum portal through the decades or whatever. Put that up there and allow people to kind of stand up and get their photo taken. So let's say the bathroom side's a photo booth. Obviously people will be waiting in line, but it's a great opportunity to step from the line and get your photo taken. And then for the bar side, I love the idea of the performers being above the bar, of like when you walk in, you have this kind of multi-layered effect of you're on the ground floor. To one side, you see, this photo booth area. To the other side, there's like light drawing you in that you want to go in. I think a lot of times when I go to some of these events, you have this moment of like, everyone stops in the doorway and it kind of drives me nuts. And I really want to find a way to be like, you're not going to stop in the doorway. You're not even going to want to stop in the doorway because you're going to be so drawn to one or the other side, and you're going to give yourself that little moment of choice. Do I want to go to the photo booth and get my photo taken? Do I want to go over to the other side? And maybe, that's actually, what if each floor has a photo booth? And that's kind of the idea. So for the Liquid Light Show bathroom side, that's a photo booth. Foot booth is what I wrote. Okay, cool. All right, so, and what I'm doing, if you all are like watching on YouTube, I'm trying to just like get these things conceptualized and start working on really making it a designed pitch. So we're still in the idea phase, and we had a really rough idea. So we're making it better. All thanks to Amelia's Coffee from Tinker. And their little lemon breakfast thing they made. Anyway, okay, so we're going to have a bathroom side on each floor. I'm going to make this a heading because I think that this will be a good way for me to conceptualize the bigger picture of what we're trying to pitch. When you pitch like everything to somebody and you're like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, it's going to be awesome. Like a lot of times if they don't see your vision and see it simplified in a way that they understand it, then it becomes harder for them to think that you can execute it well. So we're trying really hard to make sure that they understand we're not pitching this vision because we're artists with our head up our asses. We are pitching this vision because we are practical artists who want to create something and we know how to create it. So, but when you're talking to your friends, when you're talking to your artist friends, go out there and do that shit. And Bad Boys AV just joined. I'm about to be calling you about this pitch, y'all. I talked to you, and I can't say what it's for already a little bit in text, but we're starting to move forward with this, and I'm trying to get this pitch finalized and share it with you all. So, text me. Let's hang out soon. I love y'all. Bad Boys of AV. If you don't follow Bad Boys of AV and you're on this live stream somewhere, go follow Bad Boys of AV. They are like the OGs in the scene with the visual art stuff, like really pushing forward. Real Talk is their dance party here in Indianapolis. Happens this Saturday, actually. Hell yeah. Make sure that you that you do your best to be at Real Talk at some point in your life. And it's 11/11. What a blessing, y'all. Bad Boys at AV at 11/11. Nothing better. Oh, and Bad Boys, if you all want, I'm working on this pitch on youtube.com/@mffred, like motherfucking Fred or my friend Fred, or Fred, as some person on the internet said the other day. Okay, cool. So, 1970s, just reminding us, on each floor, we're going to have a bathroom side, and we're going to have a bar side. And so from a high-level conceptual, bathroom side is a photo booth. Yes, Saturday. I'm planning on being there. Well, I have a gig until like 11, but that's fine. Dance parties go till 3. And the bar side is going to be the stage area. And I want that to be above the bar, if I remember this place correctly. Now, I might be wrong. It might be off to the corner or whatever. And this is one of the things, like, when you are pitching these types of ideas and you're working on these projects, especially whenever you're like a small fish in the budget. Like, I know that there are people, like Marky's is one of the companies that does all the sound and lighting for this event. They make so much more money. They're doing everything. They're showing up with like semi trucks full of stuff. So we are not that special, and we can't really be in the way, and we got to be flexible to adapt until we are being asked and, negotiating, and they're asking us to come and pitch them. Instead, we asked to pitch them because we helped them out last year. Okay, so bar side is going to be the stage area, above the bar if possible. If not, we'll move it to another area. And then the photo booth will be the bathroom side. Cool. We just wrote that down just so we have it. Now, when it comes to like the 80s, I don't feel like I need to spend as much time conceptualizing this idea because we have so many, opportunities to show it off. All of our pop-ups have basically been kind of inspired and will be a similar aesthetic to what this is. I don't know if they're going to want to have a full-time dance party or not. I really, it's always hard to know, but I think us pitching that idea is fun. Right now, I have 80s dark pop, whatever. I'm just going to use photos from the Quantum Cavern for that 80s aesthetic because I think it will hit on people. And then what I'm thinking for the 90s, I'm thinking like a hip hop video game, like, I don't know, like video game inspired thing. So, one of the ideas that I had was we have like a DJ kind of doing all of the music for hip hop artists. So they'll be, I think what's cool about like hip hop music, and this is something that I didn't realize being like a guitar guy, hip hop music, you can have a lot of people performing for hip hop and it doesn't take a lot of time. So my thought is like, what if we just stack the 90s roster with our favorite hip hop artists and use a DJ as filler. So I put like DJ Grapevine, DJ Metronome, who's usually involved with this, DJ Littletown, Action Jackson. I think it's Action Jackson. It's not Johnson, right? I think it's Action Jackson. Oh, what's up, Genderotic and Caracole? Yeah. So, yeah, I guess my idea for this one is like, how can we create something that feels like you walked into like a 1990s, and like, I don't know, childhood bedroom, if you will. So 90s childhood bedroom. And also, if you all want to watch what I'm typing right now, it's on youtube.com/@mffred, my friend Fred, motherfucking Fred, Fred. There's a microphone over here for YouTube or for Instagram. So I'm thinking we do like a CRT photo booth installation. I think it'd be really fun if some of those CRTs are actually playable. So maybe if we're thinking of like, let's say we stack up a couple, 4, 5, 6 CRTs on this back wall where we're going to be thinking of it as like a photo booth area. And I think it'd be really, really funny if there's little controllers that people could actually pick up and control one or two of the TVs. Maybe they're waiting in line for the bathroom and you hand them a controller and you're like, here, play, and they can play Super Mario, they can play, Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever like fun 90s themed aesthetic games that we want. And there's probably a way that we can even loop that stuff back through. So right now we're using Touch Designer as our, kind of visual, visual networking tool, if you will. Touch Designer is a really, really cool application that lets you work in like 3D, work in, waveform data, individual like, music type stuff. And it also allows you to do like just normal visuals. So you can create what we're creating behind me, this lovely little light show that's happening in the corner over here. That's being used by Touch Designer in the background. So one of the things you can do with Touch Designer, oh yeah, hell yeah, Neil from Bad Boys AV is texting me. Love you, Neil. So one of the things that we can do with Touch Designer is that we can blend visual like layers together. So if you're watching on YouTube, my camera is actually being all run, and that light behind me is all being run by Touch Designer. And I'll pull it up into the live stream here. And so what you can see here is like, I have the video in and it looks really crappy, but I have it through a couple different filters, some adjustments, some compositions, and then I can even add in like really wacky stuff into it. So like I can add crazy little blurries, but it's cool. You can do a lot of layering. Anyway, we'll get out of Touch Designer. My ADHD will get me down a rabbit hole and I'll start playing with it. So CRT photo booth installation, I think will be really, really cool. For the stage, I think this one becomes a little bit harder if you have a lot of hip hop artists. So like when I'm thinking about the 70s stage, like a lava lamp lounge that we're kind of pitching and coming up with the idea on. Oh wait, I think something got weird. Hold on one second. Where'd my touch designer go? There we go. That's better. Sometimes it glitches out. I don't know why. Okay, anyway. So, let's look here. I'm thinking, so like for the 70s stage, it'd be really easy to have a solitary artist, a person who's just sitting up there, like, you know, working on their thing, doing their music, playing their show, because they're stationary. They're not going to be moving around a lot. They don't need a lot of room. They just need room for like a good monitor, you know, maybe somewhere to sit, somewhere to vibe, whatever. So kind of the same thing with the 1980s theme, because it's DJs, they're going to be behind DJ decks, hanging out, playing, and like just vibing out over there. Now, when it comes to the 90s room, if we have hip hop artists who are also working with a DJ, I think the vibe changes a little bit. We could, and I don't know how much room is actually behind this bar, because one of the problems with pitching sometimes you don't have all the details. So maybe I pitch that idea as a contingency. I say we can move these stages anywhere. So not really too big of a problem. But I think it would be really, really cool to find a way to like have a cipher happening, or, you know, do just like making it interesting so people have something to go to and check out if they want to go check those things out and hang out and kind of, I don't know, vibe with people. So, yeah, stack the roster with our favorite hip hop artists and use a DJ as filler. I don't mean filler in like a bad way, just like to fill the time, to make sure it doesn't feel weird, that there's, you know, not as much of that. Keep the energy going. We want the music to continue through the time, you know? Okay, so we got 90s childhood bedroom idea, CRT photo booth installation. This is something like you probably have seen at Healer. They have some CRTs that say like Healer on it. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of the idea. That's the aesthetic. We got a couple people who have them as well. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this. Now, some things to consider. With the budget that we have been told they have, it doesn't really make sense for us financially to provide all of the music equipment, as well as all of the lighting and all of the time to install and all of that stuff. So I'm going to say we can stay within the budget that they've sent us and they've like suggested, only if sound and all of that, you know, like sound engineers, things like that, are all provided and paid for, and the artists are paid for separately. So as far as I understand, the art budget is what we're coming out of, not the music budget. So we shouldn't have a problem saying the music budget is not our budget. We're not paying the artists out of our budget. We're doing the installation. We're, you know, helping curate, basically. We're curators of this space. We're helping curate not only the visual aesthetic, but all of the supporting elements around it. Something that I think would be really cool, because it is a food and drink themed event. There's a big focus on food at this event. I would really like for us to have a special cocktail on those floors. This is a VIP thing. Maybe we call it portal fluid. Let's look up portal fluid cocktail. I'm just dreaming right now. Yeah, Rick and Morty portal fluid cocktail. That's cute. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, like, I think what we could do is we could leave that up to a bartender who knows what they're doing, or we could pull in our friend Andre and give him some dollars and cents because they're helping us. Andre's at Turner's. We love Andre. So, a special cocktail on these floors. I'm a big fan of edible glitter. I don't know if it's really microplastics or something else. I hope it doesn't kill you and we find out that it's like going to kill us all. But I think it'd be fun if for these VIPs, they're going to be the ones who are able to get this, like, you know, edible glitter, like special cocktail that if you're only on those floors, if you go into the portal, if you do it, you can, you know, walk out with like a fancy drink that glitters. I think that's cute. Okay. Let's think anything else that we need. So we'll take over the vibes, make it cool. Special cocktails on each of those floors. That doesn't seem too hard, especially if it's, just adding something to a cocktail that they already know about. So maybe we have a clear cocktail and we add colored something to it and we add the little glitter and it's cool. Also, if y'all are just joining, youtube.com/@mffred. Yo, now I'm on the tubes. Christopher Cunningham. What's up? So thanks for joining the tubes. Does it sound okay? I don't know if the ambient music is too loud. That's been a problem for me, is like not getting the mix right. Let me know if it sounds bad. Internet. There's this guitar guy who like teaches on YouTube. And he's like, "Hello, internet!" And it's every time I say internet, I just think of his little Italian voice. Italian. Cool. Okay. I'm pretty happy with what we currently have. I think this does a good job of, putting all of these things into an idea and making it cool. Now, what I'm going to do, because I find this really helpful, I like to get feedback when I'm working on things. Sounds good. Hearing you loud and clear. It's Neil. That's my dang first name. Neil, you don't... that's I didn't realize your name was Christopher. Wow. That's beautiful. Okay, cool. So I'm going to say, can you help me turn this into an outline for a pitch meeting? And the reason I'm doing this is not because I don't want to spend the time doing it. It's because that is where most of the time, like taking these ideas and kind of conceptualizing them into an outline, takes the most time for me. Like, it takes the most energy. It's the most disruptive to like the creative process. But if I had like an assistant, if I could pay somebody, and this is like the dream, if I had a friend that I could pay who worked for me, I would just say, "Hey, here you go. Can you summarize this? And we'll come and revisit this idea and put this into basically an outline here." So what I really like about ChatGPT is it's like having that person whenever you don't have the budget for it. What I don't like about ChatGPT and AI is that people who do have the budget still use it and like take jobs from people. So let's see what it says. Okay. Port of the Decades, introduction and concept overview. I think that's great. That's what we need. Multi-floor experience that transports guests to the 70s, 80s, and 90s, each with its own unique ambiance, interactive installations, and era-inspired entertainment. That's beautiful. What a great way to summarize that. Objectives: create a memorable, multi-sensory journey that increases attendee engagement, drives social media buzz, and highlights the creativity of each era. Perfect. Look at this. I could have come to that same idea, but this saved me like 4 or 5 hours. Nah, probably 2, maybe 3. Number 2, event goal. Immersive experience. Fully transform each floor. Interactivity engagement. Unique branding opportunities. That's smart. Unique branding opportunities. Maybe there are some sponsors that fit the themes of each of these floors that we should get involved and have them as a special feature on that floor. Like I said, since it is like a food-themed event, maybe there is a specific chef or restaurant who fits that story. Okay, cool. Then it gives me the floor-by-floor breakdown. It basically is taking all the same stuff I have and making it look a little prettier. So we got our floor-by-floor breakdown. All that's great. Stage and bar, urban design, decor. So this is one of the things that I feel like ChatGPT does that's a little corny at times, is that they'll take your idea and then add their own little ideas based on what they think. So Soul Lounge, lava lamp aesthetic, artists performed behind the bar. The entire bar area is illuminated with swirling psychedelic light projections. That's great. I think that's awesome. But then we get down to like lighting and effects, neon grid patterns, black lights, laser effects projecting around the bar area. Like, first of all, there's requirements around lasers, so we can't do that exactly. Lasers have to be above people's heads, and this is probably not going to be safe enough. I think it's like 8 feet above people's heads. So even the tallest shack can't accidentally get his eyes burned out by these laser light shows. Now, we could do lasers outside, and we could have lasers shooting out, but it will be a daytime going into nighttime event. You probably won't see the lasers. It won't be as cool. So I'm not going to worry about it. So we won't add that into our pitch. But I do, we'll skip that. Now, here's one of the other things. It also says like urban-inspired decor, graffiti, and neon signage. That's a great suggestion. I think that's interesting. Do we know any graffiti artists? What is that graffiti artist's name? There's a couple graffiti. There's like a graffiti collective here in town that used to have a spot up in Broad Ripple. And graffiti artists, Indianapolis, Broad Ripple. What was that place called? Yeah, we'll figure it out. I know that I've got someone's phone number in my phone. So we'll put that as like a placeholder. Do we know a graffiti artist? Broad Ripple. Why can't I remember that name? Who knows? We'll figure it out. We're going to put it, something I like to do. This is a silly one. Chromatic Collective, Neil, with the win. Okay, cool. Chromatic Collective. Sweet. Cool. And obviously, like, these are all, like, pitch ideas. I think it would be really cool if Chromatic made, like, a backdrop and maybe we put the CRTs in the front. We could have something where it's, like, kind of a multi-layered, you have this, like, cool graffiti backdrop, and then you stand in that, and the TVs are in front of you, and that's what the photo booth looks like. I think that'd be cool. So we'll put chromatic6216.com as our folks to consider. Obviously, if they don't like it, if the budget's not right, we'll find other ways to do it. There are other options. But I think it could be really cool to get them involved. Let's get all the homies paid. That's the goal. We like when our friends have money to live. It's a hard knock life out here for artists. Baller. Okay, cool. So, back to ChatGPT. Guest experience enhancements, special cocktails, photo booths, immersive decor, live art and performers. That's great. Production and logistics. Sound and technical staging, timeline and run of show, staffing and security. I think with these things like timeline and run of show, this will probably be very much influenced by the organizers for this event. So I don't know how much I'm gonna like define clearly that idea. Now, when it comes to like marketing and promotion, they have like a very, very professional visual team who is helping them, capture all these like really nice interviews. But we do too. We're all, hey, if you want to, this is on YouTube as well, Naptown All Pro, youtube.com/@mffred. I've got it streaming over there so you can watch it. And this is like from a small little paragraph of outline to trying to get to an actual slideshow by 1 o'clock, because I have a meeting with one of these people, my friend Ella, who's been working as kind of my liaison here, my agent, if you will. That was a good burp. So Ella and I are meeting to like take this pitch idea and make sure that it's refined enough that I can actually pitch it on, I think Monday of next week or Tuesday of next week is when our like tentative scheduled meeting is. These meetings have been moved around. People are busy. That's how it goes. We're small fish. We're babies. Little baby fish. Okay. So, brand partnerships. That's cool. We could totally do that. I don't know if they want to do that. I don't know if they're trying to. It's a fundraiser. But maybe we find brand partnerships in the, artist side where we pick, some of the smaller artists in the city and some of the smaller brands and do something there. Social media. They have a good social media team. They have a good, wait, that's All Pro Wrestling? Oh, shit. Oh, my gosh. What's up, y'all? I didn't realize you were wrestling. That's cool as hell. I just thought you were just pro people. You know what I'm saying? Look at that logo. That's cool as shit. I like that logo. Okay. Social media. So, like, this is something to me where I feel like we may be able to help, if you will. So obviously we're going to want to be able to promote this and make this look good for us as artists and showing that we are not only like doing good work visually and making it look cool, but also building some hype around it outside of their kind of main core audience. I think with a lot of these VIP events, whenever you're doing a fundraiser and the tickets are more than $10, I don't know, the tickets are expensive, like not working class people type tickets. I think it's a big goal to show that like the community is involved, especially because you're doing this in our community in a space where not everyone is able to attend, but the fact that we have a bunch of working class artists who are pitching this idea and might get to do our art there is a big celebration, one, of the community that we have. We have people who are working very hard and very diligently to make sure that things are actually going well. Oh, Ella just joined. What's up, Ella? If you want to watch my YouTube, it's over here. I'm just going to talk to you about this later, so you don't have to waste your time, though. Wave. And then on the other side, I think, wait, what was I saying? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So social media, I think this is something we could help with. I'm getting lost in the sauce, because I'm so excited about this. Oh yeah. I was saying, like, I think it's really important for us as like artists to make sure that we are showing that we are working very hard and very professional, and that we like to collaborate and create things, for people outside of our, typical demographic, because a lot of those people decide whether they're going to donate to the Arts Council or they're going to donate to, this or that or this. And also not just how they're going to donate and give their money, but how they're going to use their voice to ask for certain things to be happening at the events that they attend. By creating this opportunity for a bunch of artists to show up and show off what they can do on theme, a theme that we've kind of collaborated on and come up with, I think that this will go further in showing that like the art scene is a community that cares, one, for the community, the people around it. This fundraiser is for like a good cause, so that's great. It shows that we're there for it. And also, if we can take a little bit of that budget and share it with the community, it just means that one of us can, throw another party, or we can help a friend, or we can work on recording, or whatever it is. So then we got like Q&A and next steps. Budget, sponsorship, venue requirements. This is something that we need to really understand. Licensing and permits. I'm not so worried about that because they have live music and they do this stuff all the time. So I'm not worried there. Assign responsibilities for designs. That would be on us. So we would take on the responsibility there. Really, for me, the next steps that we need, you know what? I should have just copied this into this doc. Let's do that. We're going to pop this at the top. Cool. Okay, portal through the decades. All right, let's get rid of some of these things. I'm gonna slide this over a little bit so the used tubes can see all the text. And you can see the weather. It's supposed to be warm today. Well, 33 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius or something. Okay, cool. I like all of this stuff. I'm going to put Chromatic Collective down here for neon signage. Chromatic Collective. Okay, cool. Also, I think this is kind of interesting. It says DJ booth elevated above the bar area, projecting 90s music videos or game animations on surrounding walls. That's a really good suggestion from ChatGPT based on all the stuff that it knows about me. Hey, Samara community, we love it. I want to press the heart button. I don't know what that does. I'm still trying to figure out how this works. There we go. Okay. I think that's really cool. I don't know if that's what we will do. I like the idea of using CRTs, but it could be really fun to like project a video game against the wall and allow people to lounge and play it, It might be annoying though. It might be like whenever you're hanging out at your house and your little brother walks by or your little sister walks by the TV and you're like in the middle of Mario Kart. Like, I don't want that to be the bad vibe. So I don't know. We'll see. It's an idea. One of my ideas is like, what if we just had little CRTs on the bar and people could like play games on the bar? Maybe it's just a lot of little pieces, and maybe that's where we go. Let's see. I think budget is really the biggest concern in my mind. Okay, cool. Specialty cocktails. Each floor is, yep. Cool, great. Marquees to provide sound. Full scale versus smaller scale. Yeah, so I say like focusing on stage area behind the bar. Honestly, I think for me, the smaller scale pop-up would be we take over a single floor. So space is limited, focus on staging. Here, for full pop-up, we're going to focus on staging behind the bar and near photo booth areas. That's the whole thing. The budget is not... This is a pretty big area. This is 3 floors of a VIP space. Oops. This is 3 floors of a VIP space. So it is a lot of space, and we're not getting a huge budget because it's a fundraiser. We're getting enough of a budget that it can be shared and it makes sense for the community. But it's not so much that I feel like I would want to spend 3 days there doing an install and hiring all these people. It's going to be like a community-focused thing. So for smaller scale pop-up, take over 1 floor and make it feel cool. I don't know, Quantum Cavern. I'm saying we do the small scale is I would like to do the 80s floor. Dance party vibe. Cool. And the reason why I'm trying to pitch this idea of us like doing more of a dance party is it's kind of become the wheelhouse, if you will, of the Quantum Cavern to do like dance parties and to bring the like DJ community together through, using these little cool visual Quantum Cavern things, throwing fun parties. So I think if we can start bridging the gap between the local community that goes to the working class places, that doesn't just go and fly to New York for a party or fly to Denver or fly to LA. They can't afford to go to Coachella, so they go Coachella. I said Coachella. It's the most Midwest shit I've said. They can't afford to go to Coachella, so they go to the patron saint and they enjoy dancing there and they get to see their favorite DJs and get to hang out with their friends. I think if we can take the community of people who are going to the same experiences and spending their money to do that in another city, which is way more expensive. If you think about it, let's say you spend $200 to fly to LA. I think it's about $200 from Indy. You spend $1,000 for Coachella. You're eating out every day. You're spending all this money. I don't even know how much Coachella tickets are, but you will easily spend like $3,000 to $5,000 if you go all out on having a good time. And that could have been applied for the whole year of getting into the club at the patron saint 5 nights a week. Like there's so many more opportunities. And I think a lot of times people don't want to do this all the time. They want it to be special and unique. And so we're trying to do that with the Quantum Cavern. Staffing and security. Anyway, smaller dance floor. Cool. Timeline, run a show. I'm going to do load-in and setup. Allocate adequate time to install decor, AV, and photo booth. Consider staggering performances. I think on the event schedule, I don't want to stagger performances. Consider special performances on each floor that are staggered from each other. So, for instance, we could have Keith Beatty playing on the 70s Lounge. We could have, music happening on the 70s Lounge the whole night. That's just the vibe. That it's live music that keeps going, and we try and make sure those changeovers are quick. We have some good, 70s inspired stuff there, and original songs. And then on like the 80s floor, it's going to be a dance party that's going the whole time. So that's cool. It's basically something you can come into at any moment. You don't have to be there. But I do think that doing like the 90s would be really interesting to have a couple little, something a little special here or there. I don't know. Maybe not special events. Let's not worry about that. Let's just let it be. I think we just have something going on at all times. So if you go in, it feels special every time. I like that better, personally. Staffing and security, on-floor staff to guide guests, manage interactive stations, keep crowd moving. I would say we will provide people to manage interactive stations and keep crowds moving. manage interactive stations and ensure they are, working properly. Cool. For security, that's up to them. I am not worried about that. That's their responsibility. We are not the security. We are art and story and whatever. Marketing and brand partnerships. I will say there's a potential for each decade. You could find somebody who would sponsor it. I could see like Howell and Hyde would be a great person for like the 70s, like leather bags, leather aesthetic, like, hey, we got this cool 70s themed thing that you can get. They could be a cool sponsor. Maybe a specific sound company decides to do something. I don't know. Then social media. This is where I feel like we could do a good job of use the behind the scenes teasers, sneak peeks of each decade leading up to the event. I will say Quantum Cavern is a full production video team. Has a full production video team who can share the workload of promotion and for these special activations. Cool. Ticketing and RSVP, that's not important. They already have that. I think the tickets are sold out already. Influencer engagement, invite local influencers or artists to boost event reach. We don't really need that. I'm not too worried about those things. I think we will pitch that we can do our own social media. We can do our own video work. I know how hard it is to find the time and budget and add that to it. So if we're taking on some of that responsibility, maybe we can take on some of that budget as well. If they have budget but don't have capacity, we could do that, and maybe we can get everyone paid a little bit more for the time. Let's see. Q&A next steps. So budgeting and sponsorship, discuss potential budget breakdown, identifying sponsorship packages, venue requirements, confirm any venue restrictions, capacity, safety regulations. We also need to add that we will be, Quantum Cavern team will need to do an on-site visit to get final measurements and understand locations for power, light, etc. We'll put that in ChatGPT and make it sound better at some point. Assign responsibility for design, marketing, logistics, and production to team members. Action items, I would say we don't even need that, I don't think. Let's put this as QC next steps. Maybe that's where we do the next steps. Yeah, I think that to my mind, the responsibility we haven't, I think we need to understand what the space is. We already have a lot of people kind of loosely involved with this that we've talked to, and the connections to make those, kind of finalize those details. To me, next steps would be, honestly, Quantum Cavern team will need to do an on-site visit to get final measurements and assign responsibilities. So Quantum Cavern team will need to do an on-site visit to get final measurements and understand logistics and measurements and logistical needs, power, basically power, mounting, etc. Cool. All right, so here we are. QC next steps. After approval. Oh, what's up, little schmooty? It's my cat Mint. hates being picked up, but he's okay. He's okay. Look at that little cutie. What you think, little bub? You gonna help me with my pitch? You wanna help me with my pitch? Or do you see yourself? Okay, you can go. He's just gonna get in here and yell at me for a minute. This is how it goes. This is the way. After approval, we will finalize the details of who, and we'll finalize details and share a completed project plan with the team. So this is where I'll say, like, we need to go on site. We need to really refine, like, this is conceptualizing. This is an idea. This is like big picture type stuff. I want to make sure that from here on out, I don't want to promise anything that we can't do. And right now, I know that we can do this. I know that we have all of the connections and materials to accomplish this. The problem that I see is that there might be budgetary issues where the budgets are not as large as the people who are like doing this thing. Yeah, Samara, 90s has so many subgenres. Yeah, that's so smart. Honestly, that could be really cool, is like have some of the 90s, you know, like at the beginning it's like hip hop, maybe in the middle it's something else. Some Celine Dion, some Salon Dijon, if you will. Okay, cool. So, yeah, really, I just want to make sure that we don't overpromise and underdeliver. We like to underpromise and overdeliver. We want to make sure that the people who are involved in this, like, feel like their time is respected, that they didn't say we can do this and this and this, or I didn't say that we can do all these things that they've never done before, and then have to like bust our ass and stress and be like overwhelmed to try and figure out how to do it. My goal is that we're taking the power of the community on its small little skills and abilities, putting those together as like a bigger package of what we're doing, and then sharing in the success of what comes from that. So I think this is a really great breakdown at this point. I'm pretty happy with it. What's that little guy? Come here. Let's get some cat pets. Come here. Look at that butthole. He's really showing it off. Come over here. Don't show your butt to everybody. You gotta be, you can't do that on the internet, I don't think. Not on YouTube, at least. Not on YouTube and Instagram. He hates that, but I love it. He's just such a little freak. He freaks out every time, but it's cute, though. He's not really upset. He just likes to yell at you. And then he'll be back in a second, yelling at me again to give him pets. Okay. We've got a lot of this put together into this pitch notes. So this gives me a good outline that I can use to create a slideshow. But I need a drink and I need to go pee. So I think I'm going to go take a pee real quick. I'm going to turn this ambient music, put on something, a little weird visual thing. Let's put this here. I'm going to show you all what I'm doing. We're using Touch Designer right now. So I've got this output. This is what I look like on camera, as you all can probably see. I have this cool noise filter here that is going to do some like weird bubbly stuff, and we can actually see what that looks like. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. The harmonics. Let's bring harmonics down. Oh, that's nice. Monochrome off. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool. We got some nice little bubbly stuff. I have this composite. I'm going to put that into my output. Whoa, wacky. So now I'm all bubbly and magical. And this is what Touch Designer can do for you. It can do all these crazy things. We've got the operation of maximum luminance difference. No, that's ugly. Lighter color. Whoa, that's cool. Kind of like that. All right. I'm going to go pee, grab another drink. I'm thirsty. Drink some water. Maybe grab a snack. Turn up the ambient music. So y'all are waiting. It'll be like, I don't know, 5 minutes. You know, I just got to go grab a thing and I'll be right back. So I'm going to put you on this video. And if you all are on Instagram, you can't see this. And I'm just moving around like a goober. Go to youtube.com/@mffred. I will be right back. Let's bring this over here. We'll add some extra crazy colors. And you know what's cool about this? Like right now, I've got this all kind of... I haven't left. My ADHD. I love the way this looks. I'm gonna throw this ramp as another layer and see what happens. Whoa, brother. I'm gonna add. Hold on. This is just too fun, guys. This is why I don't pee. Because I'm too excited about doing this silly stuff. Level. Let's do level. Ooh, there we go. Nice. Okay, I'll be back. I'll really be back now. live in here? Hell yeah. All right. One more thing. I just had an idea. I'm waiting on some tea to warm up. If you want to watch this for real, youtube.com/@mffred will be your place to go, my friends. We're going to switch. I think I'm going to put the video feed from this into the LEDs. So let's take this and connect that down here. Oh, that's okay. It's not great. Never mind. Cool. All right, let's see if my tea's ready. Don't tease me. Don't tease me. This looks way cooler on YouTube than it does on Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out how to get Instagram to like live stream properly, but I need to like recreate in OBS how it takes the info in, because it looks weird right now. I have like 30 more minutes until I need to start making lunch. So I think I'm gonna make this tea, review what we've been working on, this pitch that we've been working on, and then I'm going to be done because I gotta work on a slideshow this weekend, which I'll probably do on live stream. You know, why not? Let me go grab this tea. I might play a song or two. That'd be fun. I want tea. You can have tea. Get you some tea. All right. Today's tea brought to you by Organic Peppermint. Traditional medicine. Medicinals. Turn down the ambient a little bit. I can kind of see the mix, which is nice. Okay. So... I think I'm going to put, I have been in the process, I have like some chest pain and I thought it might be heart issues. Thank goodness. Sorry, I'm unbuttoning my button. I gotta get cozy, you know, take the belt off a little bit. There we go. What's up, Hula Gang? YouTube.com/@mffred if you want to see my live stream screen, because it looks cooler than this. But my lovely friends at Mellow Mood makes this thing called a sativa elixir. I've been on like a THC break. I was having some chest pains that I was worried that were heart issues. As far as I know, they're not heart issues, thank goodness. My EKGs look good. Most of my other things look good. I got to get like my lipids tested, which is a thing. You know, my cholesterol, being an old white guy. It's what happens when you start getting older and you have gray hair and you're white. You have heart attacks. At least in my family you do. And I don't want that. Or strokes. So, I'm cutting back on smoking a bit so that I can establish a better way of, I don't know, a better balance. Because even if it's like, some people are like, oh, I smoked every day of my life and I lived to 1,000. Like, dude, my dad died at 54. I'm probably on a better path than he is, hopefully. Oh, that's funny. I'm on a better path than he is. But I am very much trying to make sure that that stays that way. I would really like to not have a heart attack in my life. If I do have a heart attack, I'd really like it to be taken care of and me be fine. But not once you go from like, you know, smoking every day to not smoking every day, sometimes the CBD kind of helps you come down from doing that every day. So CBG, actually. This is La Creme CBG, a full spectrum sativa elixir from Melamood. I'm going to put a little ounce in there. I think we're almost ounced. Ooh, doggy. There we go. Pour that into our little peppermint tea. It's got a nice little flavor. At least to me, it didn't really bug me. Some people will get weird about it, but I like the little creaminess. I think we're almost out. Let's just pour the rest in there. It's like an ounce and a bounce. It's a technical term. Okay. We're turning off the silly camera feed. Go back to normal camera feed. Let's review. Okay, we're going to review. Cut to. One second, let me turn off this thing because it will slow my computer down. Great. And we're back to reviewing what we made. And what we had ChatGPT refine for us. And if this pitch makes sense for my agent, Ella, with We're the Era, really trying to help artists in Indianapolis be cool and get opportunities, and has given us a lot of great opportunities. So, hell yeah. Okay, cool. So, introduction and concept overview. Portal Through Decades is an immersive multi-floor experience that transports guests through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, each with its own unique ambiance, interactive installation, and era-inspired entertainment. I think that's a great summary. Create a memorable, multi-sensory journey that increases attendee engagement, drives social media buzz, and highlights the creativity of each era. That's perfect. Event goals, immersive experience. Fully transform each floor to reflect its respective decade, visually, audibly, and interactively. That's awesome. Audibly. Good word. Encourage guests to participate in photo booths, liquid light art, and music performances. Maybe even video games. Liquid light art, video games, and music performances. Okay. Unique branding opportunities. This one feels like kind of I don't know. It feels like a little bit of a stretch at this point just because they haven't asked for like branding opportunities. I'm going to get rid of marquees for sound because they are typically the people who do it. So unique branding opportunities is the number 4 on event goals. I'm going to put potentially. Unique branding opportunities. So if they already have sponsors who are wanting to sponsor the event and they want a more I think my video feed paused itself. Oh, there we go. It's back now. Okay, cool. So if we want potentially unique branding opportunities, incorporate sponsors, that to me is like if they already have branding that they want to bring in, then we'll do that. Cool. Memorable bar and cocktail experience. Feature thematic specialty cocktails. Portal fluid with edible glitter to match each decade's vibe. I'm going to put Quantum Cavern can source a recipe with their contacts. We back, baby. I got to make lunch. So my agent's coming over and we're working on finalizing this thing and making like really, because they've been in the meetings. I haven't been in the meetings. I've been doing other things. So that's great. Okay, cool. Floor by floor breakdown. Top floor, 70s lava lamp lounge. I love that. Soul lounge, lava lamp aesthetic. Liquid light shows projecting onto walls and bar areas. Chill, groovy soundtrack curated by a 70s inspired DJ or performer. And performers. I would like, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves in event space, when you hire people whose job it is to just run and move sound equipment around, rather than people whose job it is to ensure that the party continues happening, you create these little moments of dead space where people don't know what to do and they just leave. They just disconnect. They're like not excited. They're not invested. I would love it if somebody bought a ticket to this event and came to one of these floors and was like, I can't leave. I spent my whole night on that floor because I loved it so much. I got enraptured by this and that. And I went to the other floor and I was amazed by this. Like, I would love it if someone just gets so stuck and excited because they don't have that moment to be like, I'm bored, I'm leaving. That's my goal. They can still leave. We're not going to trap them. You know what I'm saying? We ain't those kind of peoples. Okay. Liquid light show and interactive stations. 2 liquid light show artists perform live and guests. I don't know about 2. I'm just going to say liquid light show artists perform live. And guests can try creating their own visuals. Can learn about creating their own visuals. And experience creating their own visuals. I want people to be able to observe and watch. I found it super compelling to play around with those things. Photo booth, bathroom side. Immerse guests in a retro environment with lava lamp projections. That's where I want... The liquid light show is going to be the photo booth. Liquid light show artists perform live and guests can learn. Perform live, giving guests an opportunity, a fully unique, unstaged, not boring, unstaged, fully unique photo booth experience. Guests are also welcome to learn how to create. Guests are awesome to learn and experiment with guidance from an artist. That's not bad. We can revise that in the actual pitch. Obviously, this is an outline that will get turned into a slideshow with photos and then me talking. So it doesn't have to be a script. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Stage and bar. Bar said, artists to perform behind the bar. The entire bar area is illuminated with swirling psychedelic light projections. Perfect. Quantum foam. I think I want to add something where it's like all throughout every single floor, we're going to have our material and we're going to have lighting, creating, like filling in the edges. I don't know how to say that right now, but I'm going to put that as floor by floor breakdown. And at the end of floor by floor breakdown, we will put, so copy this, paste that for formatting purposes. And we will say each floor unifying art decoration. ABC. Actually, let me copy this font. I like that better. Floor unifying art. That's option D. We'll fill that in a second. Let's go back to 80s. Quantum Cavern Portal Power Room. So my idea is like, this is what's actually powering the portal. This is what's creating this decade hopping field that people are in and able to jump around in. So we've got an 80s inspired Quantum Cavern portal room inspired by Stranger Things aesthetics. I'll put that there because I think it's a good reference. Not so much. It's not exactly, it's 80s sci-fi aesthetic. You know what I mean? 80s darkwave, pop darkwave portal themed decor. The lasers and stuff. No, we're not doing lasers. You know what? Theme and vibe. I'm going to say Quantum Cavern Rave. Quantum Cavern Rave. Okay. Cast funny, haha. No, I think that's great. Here's the thing. I can't say what the event is, but the event is like based around restaurants and chefs sharing all of their food all over the area. So like there's not really a menu for it so much as like this area is really only a bar area. There's no, as far as I know, there wasn't food last year, and maybe there are like little hors d'oeuvres and things that are walking around that I just missed because I was performing at it last year. I like that idea. I think that's very, very cool. I don't know if that fits in this specific event, but I like what you're thinking. And if there are cocktails, if there are little, not cocktails, if there are hors d'oeuvres, hors d'oeuvres, if you will, if there are hors d'oeuvres, I will recommend that they're on theme for that as well, because I think that would be very cool. I mean, imagine like you get like a little, I don't know, little meatball, but underneath it's like a shiny little holder. Like it's not super crazy, but it's something that like stays on theme. It makes you feel like you're in space, you know? Okay, so theme and vibe, Quantum Cavern rave. We'll be taking basically like, this is one of my annoyances with ChatGPT. I didn't put all this stuff on here, and it just kind of added it, like photo booth, Quantum Cavern photo booth. Honestly, we'll use the quantum foam. What's nice about this is like I have all these photos because we've been doing this for the last year, so I don't really need to like super explain it. Okay, cool. That's not... See, like, it kind of hallucinates. Introducing Get Comf brand or sponsor with thematic sweaters and disco vibes. No, Sweater Disco is a DJ, guys. Like, ChatGPT, you're so silly. Okay, cool. We're getting rid of that. Quantum Cavern rave, 80s dark pop wave themed, dark wave music. Key features. Dance. Party, dance. Okay, cool. Key features. Dance before the party. So at the end of this event, there's a big dance party that happens. But I want people who like to dance and party to be able to have an opportunity to dance and party anyway. Dance before the party starts. This gives guests are invited to guests can enjoy moving around and dancing before the big party kicks off. We'll revise this and make it sound better. This is just for us to have a good start. What's up, Lord the Bass Explorer? If you want, I'm on YouTube as well, youtube.com/@mffred, and this is a screen share, so you don't have to listen to me talk about what I'm reading. Cool, Quantum Cavern photo booth, DJ spinning 80s pop, dark wave, new wave, and electronica, portal artifacts around the space to enhance the immersive experience. Obscura, the Quantum Cavern Obscura will be used as a center piece to enhance the immersive experience. It's immersive experience and stage. It's kind of a weird, they don't know what the Obscura is, but that's a good note for me. Lighting and effects, synchronized lighting will immerse guests in an otherworldly experience. I don't know. This is okay. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is just a pitch. This isn't the outline. So we're going to get there. All right, 90s floor, hip-hop and video game zone. 90s hip-hop meets classic arcade video game culture. Grunge, street art, and graffiti-inspired visuals. Music and performances. Live hip-hop sets featuring DJ Grapevine. Featuring DJs like DJ Grapevine, Action Jackson, DJ Metronome, and DJ Littletown. I think those would be really great fits for that. Stack the rosters with favorite 90s hip-hop artists. Use DJs to fill sets in between performances. Maybe, instead of stacking the roster with favorite hip-hop artists, we do an alternative would be special guest hip-hop artists will show up throughout the night for short performances. We've got a great hip-hop scene. Treese, if y'all don't follow Treese, check out Treese. Hours Devours. Okay, 90s childhood bedroom photo booth, CRTs, retro video game consoles, posters from the 90s. No, probably not 90s posters. Let's say 90s, instead of childhood bedroom, 90s CRT graffiti photo booth. CRT TVs, retro gaming consoles, and a unique graffiti backdrop. Interactive game setups for a nostalgic bedroom backdrop for photos. I don't think so. But it would be cool. I think, like, something I want... I'm not pitching it right now because I don't want to, like, overpromise, but I think it would be very cool if people could actually play video games and, like, goof off while they're doing this stuff. So that's, like, something that we'll try and figure out. Stage side... honestly, for the stage side, I feel like... I don't know about the graffiti. I'm going to put Chromatic Collective there. I really think like CRT art installation. DJ booth projecting 90s music videos or game animations and surrounding wheels. I think that's really cool. I'd love it. I mean, I really love the idea of like little 8-bit stuff happening on the ground around you and on the, kind of projection mapping type stuff. That's something that Bad Boys does really, really well. And I don't know what resources they have on site for those types of things, but even a single projector that is like projecting down on the ground so you can see like a video game, maybe someone's playing it on a CRT at the bar, would be kind of cool. We'll work on the details of that one. I feel like the 90s one is the most up in the air in my mind. I want to find, I don't know, I think like between Bad Boys and us, we will be able to figure out exactly what that is, but I need to understand, space, because I think CRTs are big and I want them to fit properly. So if we do projection and CRTs in one area, that'd be cool. Floor unifying art. Let's see. Quantum Caverns. Unique material. Quantum foam. Will be used to create a feeling of transportation from the present to the past. So basically what I'm saying is we're going to use all of this material around different areas to make it feel a little bit more immersive, like you're actually in the portal and things are happening. Okay, guest experience enhancements. Specialty cocktail, portal fluid, it's a fun idea. I like this decade-specific cocktails on each floor, 70s retro punch, 80s neon cocktail, 90s inspired soda-inspired mixes. If we can find a way to accomplish that, I say glitter in all of them. Let's make them glittered out. You're in a portal. You're in another dimension. You're in the Quantum Cavern. You went through the Quantum Cavern to go to these different decades. Photo booths. Each floor has a unique themed photo booth by the restrooms, encouraging attendees to travel between floors, encourage social media with designated hashtags and event branding so we can make sure things are good there. Immersive decor, quantum foam and edges, corners to create the illusion of stepping through a portal. Thematic props and lighting can you sell the story. Live art and performances, liquid light artists in the 70s, live DJs, Quantum Cavern, scientists will light show, Quantum Cavern light show, 80s, and 90s live DJs, 80s and 90s, additional street performances, dancers. Oh my gosh, no, we're not putting that. That's weird. No, it's not that weird. Different performers. It's just a smaller space. I think it wouldn't make sense since it's indoor. It's 3 floors. I don't know how well it would be for performers in the sense of like a dancer or somebody doing backflips or whatever. Sound and technical marquees provide sound setups on each floor. Could coordinate with AV teams for projection mapping, lighting, and any special effects. Cool. Staging. Large-scale takeover. Focus on staging behind the bar and your photo booth areas for maximum impact. Smaller scale setup. We would take over the 80s floor. Staffing and security. We will provide people to manage interactive stations and ensure they're working properly. Cool. There was one other thought that kind of popped into my head there for a second. Sound and technical. I felt like I was thinking about it. Oh, okay. Performers. Let me put budget here. Productions and logistics. Budget. The proposed budget does not include sound equipment or the performance fees for the artists, DJs. Cool. And we'll figure out what the budget is. I've been told like one budget, but I also realize things change, so we'll find out what that is, and we'll just adapt to the budget and our desire to do it. So like if the budget is really low, then we will say, cool, we're not going to do that much. We'll do one thing, one floor maybe. We'll see. Marketing promotion. Also, if you just joined and you want to see what this looks like from Instagram, you can go to my youtube.com/@mffred. Motherfucking Fred, my friend Fred, whatever. Brand partnerships, potential sponsors for each decade. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put that as like a thing that could happen. Social media has a full production video team who can share the workload of promotions for these special activations, use behind the scenes teasers, sneak peeks of each decade leading up to the event, encourage artists to share photos or encourage attendees to share photos with official event hashtags. So that's something we can put in our stuff. Cool. Q&A and next step, budget and sponsorship. Discuss potential budget breakdowns, identifying sponsorship packages. I'll put that as an option. We're just doing an outline right now. Maybe we'll cut that. Who knows? That's one of those. I think sometimes I will get stuck in a place where I'm like, I could see that this would be a good idea, but I don't know, so I'm not going to pitch it. And sometimes it's good. I think sometimes having ideas at the end of a slideshow or in a hey, here's some more suggestions, here's some things that could kind of enhance this, could be nice. It also might take away from it. We'll put those as some thoughts. Confirm any venue restrictions, capacity, safety regulations, power requirements, stuff like that. QC next steps. Quantum Cavern team will need to do an on-site visit to get final measurements and logistical needs, power mounting, etc. After approval, we will finalize the details and share a completed project plan with the team. Cool. Conclusion. Portal Through the Decades offers a layered, immersive journey that taps into nostalgia and modern immersive entertainment trends. By carefully integrating decor, music, live art, and interactive photo booths, we can deliver a transformative, time-traveling party experience that resonates with guests and garners significant buzz. Cool. That's great. This is a fundraiser. They just want to sell more tickets to the fundraiser next year. So as long as people leave with these cool experiences, I think we'll be in a good spot. Perfect. I'm really happy with this. I need to go make lunch, but I might just play a song before we leave because I'm here and it seems fun to do. I don't know. Let me just make more ambient stuff. I'm really enjoying this ambient music. So all the ambient stuff in the background, if you're on YouTube, I was just making on my little guy over here. my little pedal board, you know. So let's see what we can do here. Hey, thank you all so much for watching the live stream. I'll be back. I'm trying to do this more often. If you enjoy it, follow me on YouTube. It's a lot better. The quality's better and it looks cooler. youtube.com/@mffred. So, y'all have a good day. Peace.